So how do you pick a route if you're going from Texas to Belize? There's more than one way. Hello, I'm Chad.
And I'm Grace.
And this is our dog, Queen.
And together we are
Two Gringos and a Dingo. Once we decided to drive through Mexico, we had to pick a route. And that research was done mainly by you. So tell me what your process was.
So to figure out which route we're going to take through Mexico, I consulted most online map systems, such as Google Maps, Apple Maps, Waze, that sort of thing. And then I researched online through online forums and YouTube pages and websites and that sort of thing on what other people's routes were. So I chose a route that was through the middle of Mexico.
And was it because the route you chose that you chose Eagle Pass, or was it the reverse, that you chose Eagle Pass and then that influenced the route?
I chose the border crossing first. I think that was where we started. Border crossing first. And we chose Eagle Pass because most people say Eagle Pass is the best way to enter Mexico from the United States. It had a good track record as far as not too many people, pretty quick to get through. You can process your FMM there. You could do your TIP, your temporary import permit for your vehicle, all in that one area. So Eagle Pass was winner chicken dinner for us, and that's what I picked. So the reason that route was picked was most people who made this trip many times before, I looked at others for expertise, said that going through the center of Mexico and not following the coast was considered the safest route for people that are not familiar with Mexico or not familiar with driving in that area.
Okay. Well, when I heard that you were leaning towards Eagle Pass and going 57 to Mexico City, I questioned that because it didn't seem like the shortest route. And so I did some of my own research, and the way I research is with the search engines.
Sure.
And so I used ChatGPT, and it's the beta that's just been released, and it was not ready for prime time on Mexico. So I had an interesting experience with it. My first search was, give me a route from Houston to Belize through Mexico that's the best route to drive. And it gave me a route, and it was 77 turns.
Oh, that's a lot.
And it took me into Mexico, and then back into Texas, and then into Mexico, and then back into Texas. And at the end of the 77 turns, here I was in Texas again. So I thought, well, okay, maybe I didn't do the query right.
Right.
Yeah. So I focused on, okay, we're going to start at Eagle Pass. So give me a route from Eagle Pass to Belize to drive through Mexico. And it gave me 10 or 12 turns. Okay. But the interesting part of the second route was that at the end of it, I was in Dallas, Texas, where it told me to take an airplane.
Okay. There you go.
So I tried a third time. And the third time, I just, rephrased it a little bit because, how many ways can you ask to give me a road route from Eagle Pass to Belize? And it gave me a route which took me all the way to Mexico City before it sent me to an airport to fly the rest of the way to Belize. I didn't ask a fourth time. By that time I thought, okay, I'm not going to trust anything that comes out of it. And I was also a little bit afraid that it would get annoyed with my repeated inquiries, and come back with something like, its intelligence might be artificial, but my stupidity is real. So I left it alone. But ChatGPT, not yet.
Yeah, so there's different ways to research routes. You can use artificial intelligence. You can use search engines. You can also do the old school, which is one of the routes, one of the pathways I took was to go get a paper map, a physical paper map of Mexico, and look at all the different roads and the towns and the size of the towns and things like that. I like a physical paper map to put my hands on. Also wanted to carry a paper physical map with us in case we didn't have self-service or didn't have online service. So always have a backup as a paper map.
Yeah. All right. So the next time we talk about the first day in Mexico, which was the most adventurous day in Mexico, I believe, and we'll walk you through the rest of the steps.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and read our blog, Two Gringos and a Dingo, at wordpress.com.